Wine came downstairs from her room all dressed up to leave for her work. Are you leaving this early? I have a presentation. Did you need something? Just wanted to remind you about the date. Dad, I don't think it is working. I'm not finding anyone suitable. Don't get disheartened, honey. I have a feeling that this time it will be great. I'm not sure, Dad, but I will go there. She briefly hugged her dad and left for the office. Wyan was going on blind dates for some time now. She was looking for a suitable person for her. But none of the dates were working out in her favor. The more she went on dates, the more she lost her faith in love and relationship. After her work, Wyan went to the restroom and put on a light makeup and brushed her hair neat. She sprayed on some perfume and left for the blind date. It was almost evening when she reached the said venue. She was guided towards the booked table by a waiter. Ma'am, this is the table. The waiter pointed, as you both reached the table, grabbing the attention of your date who was already present there. The man turned around with a smile. Jungkook? Oh, hi, Wyan. Are you on my date? Looks like that. Wyan sighed, turning her heels around to walk out of the place. But soon a hand grabbed her wrist, stopping her from moving any further. Wyan, please listen to me. Jungkook, you had made enough talks. Now I am not interested to hear you. Wyan, I'm sorry for whatever I said. But please listen to me this once, then you can leave. 5 years ago. Wyan was almost at the door of her best friend Jungkook's house. They both had been best friends for the last 1 year after they met at the college campus. Today was their 1 year friendship anniversary, and she was going to his place to celebrate the day. As she was about to open the door to his house, she heard him talk to someone. The entire campus thinks that you and Wyan are dating. Wyan got closer to the door to hear the conversation. But we are just friends. You guys would honestly look so good together. I'm not saying it, the entire college is. I don't think I can date Wyan. Her heart started beating fast. She liked Jungkook more than just friends. And at some point, she hoped that he would start liking her too. But listening to what he said, she was broken. Why not? Me and Wyan are not compatible at all. We are poles apart in every aspect. Do you mean to point out towards the different social status? I mean, Wyan's poor background? Wyan's heart broke. She didn't know that the man she was friends with and liked didn't think of her as a compatible partner because she was poor. She didn't know that Jungkook was a shallow guy. She couldn't keep listening to the conversation anymore and walked out of the scene. The next day, Wyan was walking towards the class. She had ignored Jungkook's calls and messages the last day. She had planned that she would avoid him at all costs. But to her misery, Jungkook was standing on the way waiting for her. She decided to ignore him and walk past, but she was stopped when he held her hand, turning her around. What happened, Wyan? You told me that you'd come to my house yesterday, and you never came. Did something happen? She looked at him sternly, removing his hands. Why do you care, Jungkook? What do you mean, why I care? You're my best friend. Why wouldn't I care? Stop this fake concerns, Jungkook. You don't have to act so nice with someone who has a low social status. What are you even saying? Fake concerns? Jungkook, please leave me if you respect me. But I want to know where I went wrong. You were not wrong. I was wrong to think that I could have a good friendship with you. But I should have known that poor people like me are no match in any way for people of higher status like you. I don't understand you, Wayne. Why would you think that I care about your money? Why would you even understand me? She chuckled. Jungkook, if you have any respect for me as a friend, please leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Let me just complete my studies here peacefully. I don't know why you are saying all this, but I won't ruin your peace. I will leave you. He let go of her arms onto which he was holding on. She turned around and disappeared into the distance. Present. Wine sat down opposite to Jungkook. Jungkook, leave me. I came all the way here thinking that this blind date is going to be successful. I don't want to feel like I wasted my time. I'm sorry for being the man you least expected, but please tell me the reason why you broke our friendship so that I can clear the misunderstanding between us. It has been 5 years, Wayan. Can't you give me a chance to speak? Wayan sighed, listening to him. She stopped protesting and finally sat down opposite to Jungkook. Tell me, Wayan, what made you decide that you don't want to be friends with me? We were going great. We were going great until I came to know that you didn't consider me at par with you. When did I even say that? You didn't say it to me, but I heard you say it to someone. When? That day, on our 1 year friendship anniversary, I came to your apartment and heard your conversation. Jungkook looked blankly at her for a minute before his face lit up, remembering the day. When I guess you misunderstood the entire situation back then. Or maybe you didn't hear the entire conversation. Why should I hear you insulting me more? I heard how much I could take back then. Why, and I never considered you any lower than me. All right, then explain yourself now. Jungkook started narrating what happened that day. You guys would honestly look so good together. I'm not saying it, the entire college is. I don't think I can date Ryan. Why not? Me and Ryan are not compatible at all. We are poles apart in every aspect. Do you mean to point out towards the different social status? I mean, Ryan's poor background? Dude, I don't really care about whatever social status or anything. Then why is that you're not confessing to her even when you love her? Look at her. She is an ambitious woman. She has a vision, a stable mindset, and a strong nature. And look at me. I am nowhere good for her. I'm afraid that if she stays with me more, I will divert her from my path. So are you going to leave her on her own? I guess that is how it should be. She has a lot to achieve. And by being with a loser like me, she will get sidetracked. Are you not going to tell her feelings or why you are going to let her on her own? Jungkook nodded a no. I'm afraid that once I confess, it will be tougher for me to leave her. Present. So you are going to break our friendship anyway? Honestly speaking, I was going to become less significant in your life. That is what I planned back then. But you broke the friendship yourself, and I felt like that would be the right time to stay away from you. Then why now? Why are you trying to explain and talk to me now? Because I loved you, and still do. I could never move on from you, and all this time I was in contact with your father. I came to know about your success from your father and was happy that you finally achieved everything you wanted to achieve in such a short period. In fact, he was the one who asked me to come on this date. It hurt me a little to know that you were actively looking for someone to marry, but I knew I had no place in your heart. But when I got this chance, I wanted to be with you once again. He took in a deep breath. Are you telling me the truth, Jungkook? Every single word. Thank you for clearing the things. I'm glad that I stayed. A small guilty smile spread across her face. Looking at the guy she liked and tried to move on was now sitting in front of her, clearing all the misunderstandings and issues between them. Tell me, Jungkook, are we now on the same page? Are we both compatible now? She asked him, who she had met after 5 years of gap. He shyly looked at his slap, showing his sweet smile. Are we? Her tiny hands moved to his hands, holding them tightly. He gently held hers. A wave of warmth spread across her chest, like she had found something she had been searching for. An unknown emotion passed through her, making her eyes teary. Now she knew why none of her dates went good. She never moved on from him, and she was glad that she didn't reject this date. She was grateful to her dad, and to this day, for she could once again be with that best friend, partner, and her home she was waiting to fall into the arms of.